Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah. All praise, glory, and honor goes to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rikah Kadash. Yahweh being the name of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shah being the name of His only begotten Son, who they ignorantly call Jesus Christ. Now we're going to get into the end is near for this world to come to an end and the next world to begin. And the end of this world is imminent. It's not far off. Now, when you go into Second Esdras, it gives a bunch of signs. Let's go into Second Esdras. Verse 1, it says, He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou see part of the signs pass, which I have told you before, then shall you understand that is the very same time where the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be earthquakes and uproars of the people of the world, then thou shalt understand. Okay, now these uproars of the people, we've seen that multiple times, and it's always something new that these people is protesting about. Okay, but we know this is the mainly is talking about these seditions among men and this pretty much chaos that's gonna erupt with these people when they bring that Karagma and that sea hip. Now when you go into Yahushua in Matthew 24, it says, and he sat upon the Mount of Olives, and as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of your coming and of the end of the world? And Yahushua answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. So first of all, the first thing he says is about the deceiver, the Antichrist, Satan, the devil. See, the adversary, the deceiver, the what does it call him in Revelation? The red dragon, the serpent. Apostle Paul said this is one of the first signs. So let's go into Apostle Paul, 2 Thessalonians, the second chapter, verse 3. He says, Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come. So Apostle Paul was understanding that about the day that the Lord is going to come. Okay? That first of all, something got to happen. And especially this man that's deceiving everybody. It says, except they're coming falling away first. Now, also, the Israelites had to go into captivity. So they got to be in captivity when the Lord come to save them. It says, and that the man of sin, the man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. Okay, so now that they ain't gonna come until the man of sin be revealed. So it got to be a revealing of the man of sin, and now he identifies them in verse 8. He says, and then shall that wicked be revealed. So the man of sin is that wicked nation. See, that's going to be the deceiver, the deceiving nation, that wicked nation that's going to be deceiving all of the people and need to be revealed before the end comes. Because this is the only way the elect is going to make it. Because if they don't put their trust in man, they're going to have to know who is the enemy telling a lie in order for them to get to the truth. So this had to come first. Then we go on Revelation. Revelations 11 and 11. It says, Salaki 11 and 11. It says, and after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from God entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. So now, the Lord put a time on the situation. See? He put a time on this thing. Say 3 days and a half. So the this was a 350-year time that they're gonna be in captivity. Now that's also in Ezekiel chapter 4, where he say 300 plus days, 400 days or something like that. So he didn't put a long time period on this situation. And then he said that they gonna come with wrath when they see they got a short period of time. See, because the Israelites don't woke up, that's a sign that the heathen even gonna see. See, and then when you go into what's the other one? Matthew 24. It says, verse 7, because verse 5 going to the same thing verse 7 is going to. Verse 4 is the same thing as verse 5. Say, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am the Christ, and shall deceive many. So the false prophet who putting themselves up as the Israelites, which is Esau, Edom, the so-called white man who put up white Jesus and say, this is the Christ right here. Christ came out of our nation. Now, going to verse 6 and 7, he said, now war is going to be another great sign. So the Israelites waking up, finding out who the devil is, and then war coming. That's going into, what is it? The Gog and Magog, where you see these Russians and these allies of Russia preparing to destroy Babylon the Great. And Babylon the Great being in trouble is another sign. All right, now this Isaiah 54. It gives a good timeline on how the situation is going to happen. Look at verse 15. Verse 15 it says, behold, they shall surely gather together, but not by me. Whosoever shall gather together against you shall fall for your sake. So this is when that insurrection is going to come onto the Israelites, and they're going to come with a M-O to the T to the B. They see here, they charagma, this rice device, slave device, to try to find out who is the chosen. Verse 16, it said, behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work, and I have created the waster to destroy. Okay, so who is he trying to destroy with this weapon? With the verse 17, let you know what this waster is. It says, no weapon that is formed against you shall prosper. So he's saying, I created a weapon that's going to destroy the enemies that's going to be coming against you. And see, now we seeing how all the 2/3 Israelites, they want to come and scoff and run their mouth and say all kind of false accusations against the chosen or the elect. And then they're going to be a part of those people that get destroyed. It says, and every tongue that shall rise against you in judgment shall thou thou shalt condemn. See, this is what's gonna be happening. The heathen already gonna have something to say. But the 2/3 taking the heathen side, this is what Yahweh Shah was saying in Matthew 24, that the your own peoples is gonna be coming against you when these wars and things start to pop off and everybody start to gather together against the Israelites. It says, "This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord, and their righteousness is of me, says the Lord." So this is a series of events that's going to take place because the Lord is exposing these people. Okay, and this is the sign. We seeing the sign is right there. Look at here in verse 11. It says, "Assemble yourselves and come, all you heathen, and gather together round about. Thither cause the mighty ones to come down, O Lord." These mighty heathen, they're gonna be coming against the chosen, the elect. Say 12, "Let the heathen be awakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about." See, because this is what verse 2 is talking about. Say, "I will gather all the nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, who they have scattered among the nations and parted my land." So they scattered the Israelites on them slave ships, and they over there occupying that land that belonged to the Israelites. See, because the descendants of slaves is not over there in that land ruling. You see, so the people that were scattered, they not gonna be in the land. The land gonna be parted. Okay, and then when you look at verse 10, it says, "Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong." So now you have a arms race. And that arms race is with these allies of Gog and Magog. This is Ezekiel 38, verse 7, to get right to the point. It says, "Be thou prepared." See, this is who preparing, and the Lord helping them to prepare. "And prepare for yourself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto you, and be thou a guard unto them." So this is what's happening. These other nations is preparing and having an arms race. Let's get that in Isaiah 14. It's verse, what is it? Verse 5, I think. Um, okay, verse 10. See the same verse that was in Joel. It said, "All they shall speak and say unto thee, Art thou also become weak as we?" Yahweh say, "Let the weak say, I am strong. Art thou become like unto us?" Because these weak nations is going to power up and come against uh, Babylon the Great, America pretty much, who is the strong arm and the stronghold of these Edomites. What in verse 34, let's get that. Isaiah 34 and verse 5, it says, "For the sword shall be bathed in heaven, behold, it shall come down upon Idubea, the people of my curse, to judgment." So this is Idumea that's in rulership. So verse 6 gonna let you know where the focus is gonna be of the destruction, and those weapons, those swords that's gonna be flying and coming down uh, on their nation. Verse 6, it says, "The sword of the Lord shall be filled with blood, it is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of the kidneys and rams. For the Lord have a sacrifice in Bozrah." See, Bozrah is the stronghold, or like a capital city of the Edomites. says, and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. Okay, because this is where those weak nations um, of the Edomites and the weak nation of the heathen is going to be gathered together to fight Basra, the stronghold of Edom. Where is it? Let's see here. Ezekiel 50. No, Jeremiah 50. 50 and 8 or 9. 50 and 9, it says, for the Lord, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country. See, that's Russia and its allies, right along with NATO, who going to switch out on Babylon. It says, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain. So these arrows is those nuclear missiles, those swords, those weapons that was created for destruction of the wicked. And then you go into Revelations 17 and 16. It says, and the 10 horns which you saw upon the beast, these shall hate the whore. So these allies of America is going to join Russia and its allies and focus on Babylon the Great America. It says, and shall make her desolate and naked, and eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. Now these 10 horns, verse 12, the 10 horns which thou saw are 10 kings. So how are these 10 kings going to burn somebody with fire? They're going to be using nuclear missiles. And see, that's why Russia got a missile called Satan and Satan 1. Satan 1 and Satan 2. And they're making new, better missiles as the day go by. So these are signs that we at the end, because they ready to let off these missiles. They've been practicing and testing the missiles all over the place, testing their war strategy. China, Russia, Iran, testing this weapon that was created by the Lord, you see. So we don't have a 1,000 years, we don't have 50 years. So these people ain't going to be playing games with and testing these weapons forever. They're going to hit the button on that weapon, you see, and it's going to happen in a short period of time, because they weren't shooting and testing weapons in the late 1990s. They weren't testing weapons in 2009. They weren't testing weapons in 2012. See, they just started pushing these weapons around about 2016, you see, beyond when the war started to get intense, or the so-called Cold War started to warm up. And so these are the signs that is evident, and when you measure these signs, you clearly see what's going on. Now, you got another sign in 2 Ezra 6 and 22. It says, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, and full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. These stores are shutting down. These companies is shutting down and having all kind of problems. You see, that's another sign that these Egyptian, Babylonian, Sodom and Gomorrah people here in Babylon the Great America, they gonna get restless when these stores keep shutting down and keep going into getting rid of all these employees and stuff, and the people gonna go keep having uproars of the people, and it's gonna get more intense by the day. And see, when that happened, verse 23, and the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall suddenly be afraid. At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those things that dwell therein. So this is another sign that these food shortages and this inflation of the food, this is going to be a snowball effect, that is a great sign. And then you attach that one to 15 and 19, Second Ezra 15 and 19. It said, and man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Through the lack of bread, see, this is what's going to cause the great tribulation. So we seeing this sign. These are major signs. The Israelites waking up, the war raging on, the exposing of Esau, Edom. All of these signs is not going to persist for decades and decades. See, they already done came to a head, and the uproars of the people is increasing. The war is increasing. The exposing of the wicked is increasing. The exposing of the righteous is increasing. See, nothing is decreasing. So we know that this time is short when we measure the time. So I'm going to leave it there. All praises to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Hashem, Rikakadash. The ones to the elders pushing the truth. Peace to the elect worldwide. The blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, descendants of slaves scattered around the globe on slave ships and through many captivities. Our kingdom is at hand. Shalom.